I was originally going to call this Player Psychology 3, the Fake Out. While that will be included, I noticed I did something far more important during this time, and that is breaking a spawn trap. A spawn trap occurs when the enemy is holding 2 nodes and is keeping you contained in your spawn. Basically, the thing you want to be doing to your enemy, and the reason I make my How to Domination videos, so you can spawn trap the enemy. But what if it happens to you? This method works for nearly all of the maps, but we'll take a look at Hijacked, which is by far the most common map to be trapped on. Please keep in mind that getting out of a spawn trap is generally difficult if the enemy is, well, not dumb. To escape a spawn trap, or even reverse it, you need to recognize, escape, and harass. My team is trapped right now. The enemy is in the A-B gap very heavily, and it's been about a minute of just running into the enemy and dying, so bashing our heads against this wall isn't really going to do anything. We have recognized that we are trapped. The next step is to escape. Remove yourself from your side of the map. Just get out by whatever means necessary. On Hijacked, this can be either underneath the main deck or on the outside path opposite of the hut. I don't like the tunnel underneath because if the enemy has a UAV and sees a red dot in the middle of the map and there's no one there, it's pretty obvious that they're in the tunnel. That being said, the outside path isn't that much better. Ghost and Silencer would make this easy, but I don't have either. You want to get out fast, but you don't want to put yourself in danger. The enemy team didn't do a great job of keeping the lanes covered, so I make for an escape on the outside path. A lot of the time, the enemy likes to chill in the B area, so I go to check it out, but there's no one there. Now I'm in the enemy zone. I've mentioned this before. The enemy tends to think of their spawn as a safe zone, especially if they have your team trapped. This guy is just not ready for me at all. And this is where the harass step begins. It plays hand in hand with revenge killing and player psychology. If someone is in your spawn, you want to kill them. You have an inherent urge to get them out of the way so you can go back to what you were doing. In order for this to work effectively, you really need to get a lot of kills, which brings us to the fake out. One of the golden rules I try to live by is don't chase if you've shot someone and they didn't die. This is because the enemy gets a chance to hide if they so choose, and they will know exactly where you are coming from. I'm going to switch maps very quickly to show an incredibly simple example. I'm standing on the flag in raid trying to cap. The guy sees me, so I run to break line of sight. He thinks I ran away and chases me. I pop back out and I kill him. Alright, now we're back to Hijacked. There are 4 things that can happen in a fight where no one dies. You can stay where you are, chase, flank, or you can just run away. This turns Call of Duty into rock, paper, scissors. And here's how that game works. A camper should kill a chaser chaser should kill a flanker, and a flanker kills a camper. Are you still with me? Don't worry, most people don't think like this. I'm just a crazy person. All I do is change positions rapidly and fuck with the enemy. As I've mentioned in Player Psychology 2, a player who is killed tends to run back to the same exact spot they were killed in order to revenge kill. People think you're a camper, that you stay in the exact same spot. That being said, don't stand in the exact same spot. Let's pull up an overhead view. Notice the direction the enemy takes. He keeps going back to the spot where he died last. All I'm doing is running back and forth between the 2 doorways. Notice where Double Rainbow throws his C4, always at the spot where he died the last time. Aztec hears shooting and goes to investigate, but by the time he turns around, I'm killing him. Rainbow thinks he can flush me out with some rockets. Apparently he's forgotten I'm wearing a jacket made of FLAK. Aztec thinks he can flank me because he thinks I'm still in the same spot. He's dead. Rainbow uses his rockets and C4 and decides to chase. But I remembered he was there. I turn around and I kill him for a 4th time. I eventually go down to poor decision making. In this scenario, I should have just gone down into the tunnel. I killed 6 people in a row and got really greedy. I thought I could just kill anybody. But it's okay for now, because I've done a lot of damage. As my team has killed people, they've respawned by me, and I've killed them over again. Essentially a one-man spawn trap. This allows my team to get better positioning, and allows them to move up into the rest of the map to even the playing field. Through this, my team, well, I was able to cap the flag. This method works on most maps. You just need to find an opening. However, on a map like Hijacked, I know whenever I've spawn trapped the enemy, I've made it very hard for them to escape. And if the trap is done right, there's almost no chance of getting out. Lucky for you, not everyone is an MLG professional map wizard, so you should be okay. Again, the method is recognize the trap, escape the trap, and harass the enemy. You need to let your teammates draw the attention of the enemy. Use them as bait. Then, once you get into the enemy spawn, you need to get kills. This doesn't require score streaks. This doesn't require ghost or silencer. The only thing I used was a UAV. And I was using an SMG because I didn't make an engineer and tactical mask class for a shotgun. So if I had a shotgun and better decision making, I probably could have harassed them for way longer. I've mentioned this before. I've mentioned this before. The enemy tends to think of their spawn as a safe zone. Especially if you have the fucking Facebook and the microwave all going off. Such a distraction.